So the real question is, what is wealth? Really? Everybody wants the outcome and the success. It's the difficulty to get there. That's the hard part. It has to be our generational mission to not just empower the self, but to empower others. The most exciting day of being an entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you now, is the day you decide to start your business. I want to belong to a generation that inspires young people to imagine a different future. I grew up without. I suffered. I was told I'm worthless. Now that I have it, I'm going to show everybody. Too many of us are too married to what we're good at, not what we need to get good at. I want to make it clear that this is your game, that you're not to be messed with. So we need to create a culture that says start. Start badly. Start scrappy. Make mistakes. Fail. Start again. Whatever you do, just start.
Why bother? Why go through all this? This is too hard. No, throw it in the towel. It's not worth it. If you want a larger vision, you've got to empower yourself continuously, because life will catch you on the blind side.
If you want your life to change, here's the source of it all. Ideas plus inspiration. The good news is, ideas are not that far away. I've got an excellent phrase for you to consider, one that will serve you well for the rest of your life. Everything you need is within reach. The ideas you need for life change or business change are within listening reach. They're within reading reach. In fact, there's probably a library not too far from you. The problem is, most people pass by libraries. Very few walk in. There's a simple biblical phrase that says, if you seek, you will find. But it's very important to know that finding is reserved for the seekers. We don't find what we need. We find what we search for. If you will search, if you'll try, if you'll go, if you'll listen, ideas are within reach. And ideas are life-changing. There's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come. A business idea, a social idea, an investment idea, a good health idea. All you need is a specific idea to make an impact on your life. Ideas can help you gather treasure, gather equity, and gather wealth. 10 years from now, you can be right where you are now, or you can be in a new place. The difference between now and then could be significant in terms of money, lifestyle, treasure, and equity. In 10 years, you can enjoy an incredible life if right here and now you make a small change in your thinking to start you on the journey. The key is to start right now gathering the ideas and making the changes that will take you further along this new road. Ideas can change your life, and sometimes all you need is just one more good idea in a series of good ideas. It's like dialing the numbers of a combination lock. After you've dialed 5 or 6 numbers, the lock may not come open, but you probably don't need 5 or 6 more numbers. Maybe you need just one more number, one more idea. Maybe a seminar or a sermon can provide it. The lyrics from a song could do it. The dialogue from a movie could do it. Conversation with a friend might do it. If you keep your eyes and ears open, you'll find that one last idea you need. Once you find that idea, the lock comes open, and there's the door for you to walk through. Just one more idea, no matter where you get it, may be all you need to open that door of opportunity. If, however, the lock still doesn't open, you may be lacking in inspiration. Who knows why some people are inspired and some are not? Some people find a great idea and turn it down. Some people say that it costs too much. Some people say that it's going to take too much time. Some people are too busy. There are a lot of different reasons why some people are inspired to take advantage of a good idea while others pass it up. I call it mysteries of the mind, and I just leave it at that. There are some things I don't try to figure out. Some people buy and some don't. Some go for it and some don't. Some change and some don't. And if you've been around for a while, you can usually spot those who don't take advantage of a good idea. A man asks me, how come all this stuff goes wrong for me? I say, I don't know. The most I've been able to figure out is that those kinds of things always happen to people like you. I'll bet he's one of the ones who don't take advantage of good ideas. If he continues on that path, he'll probably never find the right combination. That honor will always fall on the ones who do. Like you. The consistent, disciplined, purposeful, constant search for knowledge. It's where the life-changing ideas are. Pursue knowledge with high expectations. Spend the money, time, and effort. They are all investments, but the payoff is so great it's hard to compare the cost to the reward. First is the money. Set up an educational fund for the programs, the books, the lectures, the seminars, and the videos you need for a constant flow of ideas and inspiration. Take a portion of your income each month and set it aside to invest in the search for knowledge. Remember, the best money spent is the money spent to cultivate the genius of your own mind and spirit. Make sure you don't spend more for frivolous comforts and conveniences than you do for education. The money is a small price. The promise is unlimited potential. The next investment is time, which is an extremely valuable expenditure. It's one thing to ask someone for their money, but to ask them for their time is a much more significant request. Knowledge takes time, precious time. The time you spend is irreplaceable. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. However, life has a unique way of rewarding high investment with high return. The major investment of time you're making now could be that small, fine tuning you need for major accomplishment. Last is the investment of effort. There is a great deal of difference between casual learning and serious learning. Learning that opens up the whole mental and spiritual process is truly an investment in effort. And this effort is the investment that opens the floodgates of ideas that can work their magic for you in the marketplace. So I don't hesitate to ask you to spend, in a deliberate and consistent fashion, the money, time, and effort required to reach your goals. These are the investments that turn on the lights, sharpen the focus, and start turning your wishes of wealth and happiness into reality.
Whatever you do, you want to develop technical mastery. You want to be the best at what you do. You want to master it. See, part of self-motivation is you've got to find something that gives you a strong sense of competence. Well, you become known for that. You develop a reputation of being good at doing that. You set some high personal standards for yourself. You're not competing with anybody else. You're just unfolding yourself to be the best person that you could be. That you want to give the best quality service that you can give, because that is a statement about who you are. You want to be relentless. When you want something, you don't expect everybody to say, oh, come on in, oh, you want this? Oh, great, we want to give this to you. You're such a nice person. You're doing it for your family, aren't you? Great. No, life isn't like that. No, many doors will be closed in your face. Many loans that you will want. And they'll say, no, you don't have enough collateral. You don't have enough credit. And most people will give up. But you've got to decide that I'm going to be fearless. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I don't care how many no's I encounter. I like something Isaiah Thomas said when he's getting ready for a basketball game. He said, I'm going to either shoot us in or shoot us out, but I'm not going to not do anything. And that's the way to go. You can't make a basket unless you shoot the ball. You can't hit a home run unless you take a swing at it. Most people won't even take a swing. Well, I probably won't make it anyhow. That's the conversation within. They probably won't give it to me anyhow. If you want something, you've got to be relentless. You've got to decide, I deserve this, and I'm going to have it. And you go all out to get it. That drives you. The next thing is that when you want something out of life, you've got to be willing to go into action. Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal. There will always be a reason. Well, as soon as the children grow up, as soon as I pay my bills, as soon as I get my divorce, as soon as I get enough money together, do what you can, where you are with what you have, and never be satisfied. A lot of people never take a chance in life. They don't want to take any chances. They want the situation to be ideal. See, that's not walking by faith. That's walking by sight. If I can see it, I'll do it. No. That's a lot of people say, if I can see it, I'll believe it. No. If you believe it, you can see it. And don't be disturbed because no one else can see it. That's not unusual. That is ordinary. But because you want some different kind of results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. If you want unreasonable results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. Part of being unreasonable, you don't judge according to appearances. Part of being unreasonable, you can see it because you believe it. That's part of being unreasonable. Part of being unreasonable, you're like Paul, who said, you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not as though they were. That's part of being unreasonable. Most people won't do that. Most people say, call me when you get it together. Then I'll support you. But you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender and say, okay, all right, I cooperate, okay, I learned, okay. They had to wear me out a long time. Hard didn't do it hard. Now, how do you hang in there during the hard, difficult times, Les? You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are going to do you? So how long have you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are going to do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dreams. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look. Whoa, look here. Look up. Hey, man, you know, I know you can do it. Look here. You got a job here? You know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle,
the sweeter the victory.
Hola, 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 guys. Yeah, GM, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Good noon. Happy Sunday to you. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you. GM, everybody. How we doing? How we rolling? Happy bull season. Happy bull season. So if your portfolio isn't smiling, then obviously, I don't know if I should take the happy bull. So happy bull season for those who have portfolios smiling. How are you guys doing? Hope you are good. I'm coming, guys. You know, I was seated here and I was listening to the intro that was being played, and I picked three things from it. Usually my teams are the ones who design the subs and makes it available, so I don't really know what is being put together, but it's really quite educative. I don't know how many of us were connected ahead of time and enjoyed it. Shim says, "Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás?" And we've got three things I picked. The first thing I pick is time, and how valuable time is, and how people. And it's very easy to give someone money. I mean, I could decide to do giveaways, but giving time is so valuable. And if you know how valuable time is, it's really, really precious. Really, really precious. I mean, that's a very good point I took from the sessions, the video that was being played, and I think the second thing I took has to do with the impact of knowledge and how important it is investing into knowledge. And I think it was Jim Rohn who mentioned something about he mentioned something about how you could decide to take a certain amount of money and put it aside for every month just to invest into knowledge, because investing in yourself is the best reward. It's really, really, really good. Really, I mean, these are really powerful nuggets. How many of us picked something from what was being said before the session? The video that was being played, the audio that was being played. Let me know in the comment section. I want to be sure that I have human beings with me. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section as well. If you didn't pick anything as well, also let me know in the comment section. Sam, know that you guys are here. I think the last thing I took from that was Les Brown. I think Les Brown was the last person that was speaking in the video. And Les Brown made mention of the concept of the bamboo tree. So the seed of the bamboo tree is, when it's being placed, right, it takes 5 years and it doesn't grow as it should. So within that 5 years, it still remains very, very small. And then at the end of, after 5 years, it takes 5 days to grow and become big. Or is it 5 weeks? I think it said 5 days or so, if I can recall correctly. 5 days to become very, very big. That's just like it's very similar to the concept of the mustard seed, right? And how it works. And the question now is, the truth is, did the bamboo tree actually take 5 years to grow that big, or did it take 5 weeks to grow that big? That's the question. Would you say it was 5 weeks, or would you say it was 5 years? You literally would say it was 5 years. The answer is very visible. But in 5 years, no one is seeing it. In 5 years, no one knows what is happening. And then in 5 weeks, boom, it just happened. And that is the law of success most times in life, and whereby you get to be putting effort in certain things and you're not getting result, and then the time just gets right. And once the time is right, it just breaks the roof and all that put together. Shun says superb content. Yep. AJ Victor says, if you listen, ideas are in reach. I got that. Good. Awesome. Good to know. AJ Victor says, opportunities abound. Always, always, always. Just like the statement I always make, where I say everybody can be rich, but not anybody will be rich. I mean, we could get a lot of people here, but not everybody will be paying attention. Not everybody will be responding. Some people came here just to see my handsome face, right? Some people came to literally get value and know what we're going to talk about today and take advantage of it. So, but opportunities only abound based on what you see, right? Based on what you see. This is why we say sight is very important. Clarity is very important. So it's an amazing one, amazing one, amazing one. So quickly before we proceed, share the video, right? Share the videos. It helps the algorithm. If you're watching on X, do a repost of it. If you're watching on YouTube, share the video, share the links to your status, your stories, your enemies, as well as your family and friends, and let's get as many persons as can be into today's session, into the stream. So I've been holding sessions every day for the past 4 days now, and the ideology was because I haven't held any crypto capital show for a while, and I decided that okay, let's have a reinvention of the crypto capital show. Let me do it in a different way. Instead of just doing one, waiting for that Sunday, let's do a 7 days rundown whereby I'm going to be doing live trading every single day. I come, share the chart, and we look at opportunities in the chart, what could be, and what could be as regards the markets and how to take advantage of it. So looking at that, today is like the 5th day, so we've got like 2 more days to go. Tomorrow is Monday, so I'm definitely going to be going live tomorrow on Monday, and tomorrow the next day is Tuesday as well. Tuesday, and I think the day after tomorrow is going to be Tuesday as well. So I think also I'm thinking of doing a couple of some what's it called again? We're thinking of doing like a giveaway, and so soon. Maybe I'm going to start today. We're going to look. We're looking at starting that. So, and I'm also thinking of reorganizing and remodeling my live streams and stuff. So, and that's what it is. Let's get straight to what we're looking at for today, and okay. If everything we've been saying from like majority of what I've been saying from like 2 years ago, we've been seeing it like go verbatim, very, very verbatim, and 80% to 90% of everything I've been saying for the past 2 years and the markets, we've been seeing it playing out day to day, week to week, month to month. I mean, it's just this year I decided to start posting very detailed content on X, right? On my X. I think I did that in March, which blew up very well because people were like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? I did that in April as well. It got a lot of traction. I also decided to now do that for Ethereum as well. And it's all been spot on. For the month of May, I decided that instead of me doing that, I'm going to convert it to the live stream sessions I'm doing. So if I'm doing the live streams and people get to join, you could hear it and take advantage of it. And so, but you will have no reason, you have absolutely no reason why you should be sidelined, because if someone does something the first time, maybe it's by chance, right? Maybe it just happened. If someone does it the second time, maybe he just get lucky. But when you've been able to do this in the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, the overtime, like you've been doing this for years, you begin to understand that this person has built a system, and this system generates results. All right. And if you decide to go through, maybe if you're watching new, right? If you just join, make sure you share the video if you haven't. If you decide to go through the what's it called? Go through the videos, the past videos on our YouTube channel, you begin to see the predictions that were given. All right. Look at most of the predictions being given from months ago or years ago, and see how spot on most of these predictions are given. Live predictions were given on our live streams, and see how a lot of them has been playing out over time, and how many of us has taken advantage of it as well. If you are not making progress with every information that is being given, then you have yourself to really blame. Really blame. Really blame. Because in a world of 7 billion people, how many persons get to hear the voice of Shifu? And exclusively few, right? Exclusively few. So we could use the word that I'm not that popular, right? So definitely very few persons. And if you are among these very few persons who get to see this content, see this information right before you, and these things get playing out over and over and over and again, and then instead of you to maximize these things and see how you can take advantage of it to get more prosperous, have more results, have more profits, then they need to take you somewhere, tie you, bring a very big cane and flog your ass, because there are some people who the only thing they do is just looking for somebody to blame. They will never be able to move forward. And your eyes should be open, right? Your eyes should be open. Do not joke with this season we are in. So briefly, before I looking at the chart, the month of May is a very critical month, right? I shared a couple of insights. I wrote down a few things in the bull run group. I think I dropped once in the Forex Trading Network last week. And so between just for the previous week. So if you're watching me, you're here, maybe you've been joining the live streams, you've been joining the sessions, you've been seeing the content on X. The best thing you would do for yourself this period is to make sure you join in the bull run group, join in the private platforms, right? Take advantage of the only paid mentorship of God, the only paid group of God, because I think I wrote down, I've forgotten the month, but I wrote down the month where officially the bull run group is going to be closed. It won't take any payments for the bull run group again for life. It should be maybe 2 months from now. So I wrote it down some days back as well. But maybe officially we're going to make the announcement later on as well. So officially it's going to be closed in a few months from now. The best thing you want to do for yourself is take advantage of it now in this season we are in, with the informations and the data being put together, because usually most of this predictions are putting it into a PDF. So the PDF is to be made every month to those who are in the bull run group and stuff and a part of it. And when you're in, you can also have advantage to access the PDF from as we move forward as well. So we've got activities happening from the beginning of May to today, but moving forward, there are basically 2 key dates that are very important in this month of May. 2 key dates are very important: the 12th of May, the 12th of May, and May 26th. These are 2 key dates, right? The 12th of May is tomorrow, and May 26th as well. Tomorrow is actually a very special day for me because it's synonymous with my birthday, right? And synonymous with my zodiac sign. So my zodiac is Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, born in November 12th. So tomorrow, definitely going to have a lot of emotional influence. Anybody who is born in the month of November, there's going to be a lot of emotional influence on them tomorrow when they wake up. But bringing it to finances, right? Financial astrology and what we're expecting for the week, And as regards the markets, as regards Bitcoin now, focused on Bitcoin first before we go to Forex and other charts and stuff. 12th is very, very important. Tomorrow is very important. So tomorrow is what we call the Scorpio full moon. Tomorrow is the full moon, but it's called the Scorpio full moon. And such dates is characterized by one of two things. One of two things happens tomorrow: a local top or a local bottom, which I'm going to show on the chart. Right? I'm going to show on the chart what we want to look out for, what we mean by a local top or a local bottom. Right? So it's going to take place tomorrow. A local top means if the market has been buying, right, we could see the market top out tomorrow and then give an entry where it's going to continue going up. So obviously we are bullish. So if we are bullish, so what we're looking for is another opportunity where we can enter in on the market and continue it. So we could say a local top whereby it could just drop down a bit, give an entry for a new continuation. That's what's going to happen tomorrow, May 12th. And then May 26th is what we call the new moon, right? The new moon is very important because what it does is the new moon is basically known for reversals, basically reversals when they are major market reversals. And we could expect that on May 26th. That should be, is it 2 weeks from now or so? But I'm gonna plot it out on the charts right now for us to look out for. Right. But before I continue, I want to be sure you guys are hearing me. So how many, I mentioned 2 dates in the month of May. What were the dates? Type it on the comments section if you can hear me. I mentioned 2 dates in the month of May just now. What are the dates I mentioned? Let me know in the comment section. What date did I just mention? Who said it? Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. I just wanted to do that briefly. So that's what we're looking at for the month of May. So today, what we're expecting is there's going to be liquidity on both sides of the markets because the market is going to be open in a couple of hours from now. So if Bitcoin is going to open in a couple of hours from now, there's going to be liquidity, blah, 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 blah. Just Sunday morning is just going to do its thing, right? And then most likely, there's a greater likelihood that we'll get that entry for a local bottom tomorrow, projecting what is going to happen, right? So I'm going to start there and then talk a little bit of short term, and we're going to build from there. Then we're going to go deep into the month and other things in the month and what's not with you and things you could literally take advantage of as well. I mean, sometimes some people ask some questions, which the best thing you should just do is just make sure you join the bull run group, right? So you won't need to be asking some kind of questions, which maybe I've already sorted out already in the bull run group. And you have access to all this. You have access to, whenever I get to do private streams with them, private informations and stuff, all those benefits you get. So do your best and see how you can join the bull run group in that aspect. So let's look at where we're starting. I think I should start with this. Coming. Let me remove this from the studio. Okay. So if you look here and see on the screen, this is basically the money flow that happens in cryptos whenever there's a bull run. So in the bull run, we've got the first is Bitcoin begins to pump and Bitcoin gets crazy. There's flow of money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin just gets go high and it seems like it's leaving the whole market behind. And then after that, we've got Ethereum begins to outperform Bitcoin. And we begin to hear things like Ethereum picking up where it's going, getting crazy. And at that point, we begin to see a lot of funds go into major large caps. And when we're referring to large caps, we're referring to the top 100 coins. And so much money is getting into the top 100 coins. And we begin to see large movements, like what we are seeing, right? In some coins, you've seen some coins in 40% movement, 30%, 60%. That is what is going on right now. And then we've got the phase 3. The phase 3 is what we've got large caps are major, whereby Ethereum, because Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin, large caps begin to go parabolic. And when they begin to go parabolic, regardless of the market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are going to have insane kind of pumps. There are literally two ways to literally make the most amount of money in this season, right? And today's session is not for that. But make sure you join the Bull Run group. Get in on the Bull Run group this week. I'm going to be having a private session with them. I didn't hold any private session with them last week, so I haven't held time. But I'm going to have time to do a private session with them, and I may teach them this thing I want to say, right? So let me write it down so I don't forget. So you want to do your best and take advantage of it, right? So I'm going to share whatever I want to say now, which I don't want to say. I'm going to do that privately with them as well. But if you look at it, and because the thing I want to say is a bit, I see a lot of, should I use the word rubbish, right? I see a lot of rubbish by a lot of influencers, a lot of rubbish in their post, right? And I mean, people, it's okay. People give their bias, people give their concept, people give their, what is it called? What they think, right? What they think about the space is just their thought, but all these things are just, sometimes I see a lot of this rubbish, and the crazy thing is that a lot of people in the space drink. They're drinking. And there's a word we say call it. They are drinking the kunu. No, kunu. They are drinking the kunu. They're just drinking the kunu. They're just drinking it. Cold zobo. They're giving them cold zobo. A lot of people in this space just keep on drinking this cold zobo. And at the end of the day, is that what is going to happen? That this forfeit is going to happen so fast that some people are just going to be sidelines. It will shock them that the bull market is going to start and it's going to end, and they're going to be out of it. And it's crazy. It's so crazy. I think if there's anybody that could literally guide you the best right now in this life, in this world, is Shifu. Because if you look at what we've been doing on X, right? If you go to then we've got the alt season. So let me finish this before we go. We've got alt season. Alt season is the phase 4. Phase 4 is where large caps start going parabolic, vertical. We're seeing blow off tops, mid caps, low caps, micro caps. All of them begins to pump, and the memes are everywhere. Everybody's super excited. Everybody's crazy. Like the food, people who are waiting for their $10 to move up and their $5 to give them something, right? We got to have that in phase 4. Right. So currently, right now, we are at the start of phase 2, right? So May 26th is going to be the start of phase 3. Now, this doesn't mean Ethereum is going to move up, altcoins is going to move up. I mean, you guys should get what I mean. May 26th is going to be, so when we're talking about reversals, we're not really saying that, okay, there are what we call continuation reversals and trend reversals. So based on that context, you get to understand that, okay, the last week of May, we're going to get into majorly phase 3, and phase 4 is going to be June. Phase 4 is going to be June. So this means we've got within the next 3 weeks, within this next 3 weeks, we are going to be dancing around phase 2 and phase 3, and June is definitely going to be phase 4. And now, time is not in your hands. To be very honest with you, time is not in your hands. So that is why anybody who knows what we are doing this season, we don't really, I mean, if not, most people who know what they are doing this season are not even concerned about you, right? At this point, everybody's concerned about what they want to make, what's their personal target, how they want to hit it. And even my myself, I'm working on hitting my personal target. I'm pushing up to get. So even if you get to see me come online and I'm sharing trades and stuff, I'm doing personally, right? I'm having a lot of time. I'm giving myself a lot of time, every information. I'm full-blown degen mode, right? Full-blown degen mode. I know how much I have made last week. I know how much I'm still going to make this week. I know how much I'm going to make next week, and even the upper week. It just keeps on getting better. And if you are sidelined, you're definitely going to have yourself to blame. You are going to have yourself to blame. What about, and one of the things that you need to do mentally is, because if you've been in the bear market for so long, if you've been waiting for so long, remember one of the things I said weeks back. I said that when a lot of people have given up in this bit, that's when you start seeing Bitcoin start, a lot of Bitcoin people, and that's what we are experiencing right now. And even though we're experiencing it, still so many persons, their mindset is still bear market based. Is it not? They are still yet to come to a place of knowing that this is going on. And it is so crazy because sometimes we are emotional beings trying to think rational or trying to make rational decisions. And because we are emotional beings trying to make rational decisions, humans, we are not rational human. There's nothing like being a rational human being or being a logical human being. The truth is, human beings, we are not logical. We are not rational. We are emotional beings. We are emotional beings trying to make rational or logical decisions. And most people, 90% of people lack emotional intelligence. And because they lack that, it will be hard for them to know that, okay. And by the time they are waking up to that this is what is going on, it's over. And they are going to be sidelined. And when I mean sidelined, the sideline is going to be for a lot of years to come. A lot of years to come, because it's going to be insane. Now, if you look at, let me stop this. We did this on X, right? Decided to do this publicly on X. We did this, and we look at the overview, right? So if you're not following on X, make sure you're following on X. You have your post notifications turned on. Make sure you share the live stream right now. If you haven't shared the live stream, share it to your friends, your enemies, your families, your buddies. Get them on the session, right? Do them a favor by sharing the live stream. So back to what we were saying. So see, this was March, looking at the data we gave, like given into per week, per time, from this time to this time, this time to this time. And then every single thing we've seen has been spot on. When we talk about April, the rebirth month, right? The rebirth month, and where the bull run begins. And what happened, guys, exactly as it's been said, and I tagged a couple of my friends to this particular post. Exactly as we stated on April, the bull run began. Exactly as it was stated. Exactly as it was stated. Where else would you see such level of accuracy? Check the whole crypto space in the whole wide world. YouTube, X, you won't see this level of accuracy. And if, for example, you see it, and maybe we are 1 million persons out there, out of the 1 million, only the 1% or 0.1% of that population. So if we are like 100,000, only just 100 persons, that's 0.1% of the population has this level of accuracy and foresight. And if you are privileged to benefit from it or to tap into it, which the public or masses are not privy to, man, you need to tie yourself somewhere and flog yourself very, very well. Then we will look at April, right? And we look at what we've been looking at for April. Exactly as we've been looking at for April as well. We've got it moving through and moving through and moving through. And then look at what we now stated about April 17th to 20th, the parabolic move for the bull run strongly into the month of May as well. And then I talked about this is from now to the next 2 weeks will be the final bearish opportunity for the bull run, right? And 76K and co was out of the cards, which is a close. 76K and a close is out of the cards. So I think I made a typo error here, but referring to a close below 76K, and that would be the only thing that would invalidate the whole theory for April. But I actually did a very explanation because this excerpt, like I wrote here, this excerpt was copied from a World Data report I put together ahead of each month with chart data, entry, exit strategy, exclusively for those in the bull run group. It would be a monthly issue, but and stuff as well. So it's a monthly issue, and we're also going to have next month's issue as well. So make sure you join the bull run group so you can take advantage of all this, because most times I get to do this detailed, very detailed explanations, right? Did explanations very well, in case I make an error or typo error, because you can't edit on X. If you've posted already, and as well. So now we've got that for April, and then okay, I think I also made a post for Ethereum. I don't know where that went, but I know I made a post on Ethereum as well, and talking about what you could expect. Okay, this was Ethereum. This is the post for Ethereum that was made. I gave it very detailed explanation. I said, if you remember my 7 predictions I gave in March. In March, I did a live stream, which was on Zoom, that was recorded, and I said there are going to be 7 things that must happen within 70 days. 70 days. So when I did that was March. April ending was 30 days. May ending is 60 days. Halfway into June is 70 days complete. And if you look at majority of what we talked about, I've already ticked the box. I mentioned that Ethereum must drop to 1,420, and that zone would mark as its pivot. And I talked about this. BTC begins the show, rallies hard, then capital goes into Ethereum. What else? What else more than this? Then I now started from when the date, about April 20th. Tomorrow we're having blah, 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 interpreted what it means. April 23rd to 25th, about the market being manipulated. And if Ethereum gets here, we'll be going for a short, which we didn't get that as well. So we didn't go for the short. But April 30th will be new moon, seed moment in the market. And this means that Ethereum should start outperforming Bitcoin post-April, strongly post-April. What is happening? What is happening? So even from the 30th, you begin to see what is happening, right? And I now wrote that, okay, this is our short-term trading plan. If BTC breaks out, which BTC did, Ethereum could follow. The target was 1750 to 1880. Invalidation, a daily close below the previous 4-hour low of April 16th. Now, if you are taking just these simple things that was being said there, invalidation means stop loss. The stop loss was given. Said, okay, this thing is going to go wrong if it doesn't happen this way. This target was even hit. So even if you didn't hold Ethereum to 2.5, this target was hit even before the April 30th. And then from April 30th, it started going ballistic. You know, Shifu doesn't get the flowers he deserves for how accurate he is as a person. But the crazy thing is that 2 things, it's on you, right? It's on you. Because if you're not maximizing what is being given, right? We are in a season. We are in bull season. And this bull season is not going to be there forever. It's not going to be there forever. We're making emphasis, right? We're making emphasis on what is going on in the month of May right now. How are you going to use it to make your life better? How are you going to make sure you are being positioned? I mean, all the coins we've talked about, basically, major altcoins we've talked about are all up. If you've been positioned from January, you're up. February, you're up. Position from March, you're up. Position from April, you're already up in profit. Already up in profit. Already up in profit. Anyone who is not up in profit definitely hasn't been positioned within the time frames we've given. But every single soul that have been positioned in the positions we've talked about from January, February, March, April, every single one of you are up in profit. Anyone who isn't up definitely has been sidelined. Definitely has been sidelined. May is going to be very interesting. June is going to be very sweet. How are you going to, right? How are you going to really prove? Okay. Most humans have what we call short-term memory span. And I mean, I'm somebody who I forget things easily because, but my problem is because I have a lot of things in my head. So because I have a lot of things, I'm trying to do a lot of things, and I'm trying to manage my businesses offline, trying to also come to do things and trade and analyze online. It could clash a lot sometimes. It could clash with my brain, and it could forget some things. But there's certain things that are very important. Whatever is pivotal to making me money, I don't forget it. I don't forget things, right? I don't forget things. And if you look at what we've been, the journey that we've been with the live streams we've been doing, the crypto capital shows you've been joining as well, there's been a lot of progressive journey. Yesterday, I was doing a reflection, and I don't know how many of you joined the reflection. And I taught you guys practically how I do reflections at the end of every week. For every decision you've made, even coins that you bought and maybe the coins later went down in value, if you tell yourself the truth, every one of those coins went up in value. Or maybe because you're nonchalant, or maybe because you were not monitoring it, or maybe because you were very greedy, or maybe just because you're just being foolish and waiting for somebody to come and tell you when to sell. Those coins reversed on you. Right? And this is the season where you want to just lock in, take advantage of opportunities, right? Get in. Those of you who are yet to join the bull run group, join in on the bull run group, plug in, and maximize informations this season. At most, maximize yourself, maximize informations, and maximize your portfolio very, very well. You don't want to gamble with your money this period. In fact, Degen stuffs and whatever, which there was a time I did a risk management session on the, for those in the bull run. I think I dropped the video. It should be on the platform too as well. We did a risk management some weeks ago, and there's something I always reiterate. Let's say if you've got 100% portfolio, you shouldn't play with more than 20% of that amount of money. So 20% of your money could read this season. 20% could go into the micro caps, the degens, the stuff. Because the same way, like I said, nobody gives a fuck about you this period. I mean, everybody wants to make money. The people who are creating those projects, the people who are launching those projects, they want to make money as much as you, who is buying into their project, also wants to make money. So the question you want to ask yourself is, okay, if this guy wants to make money and myself want to make money, how best can I be smart about this? How best can I be smart about this? So, but the foolish thing that people are going to be doing, right, is they've got $10,000 and they're going to carry $5,000. They are 50% of their money and throw it into some micro caps and stuff just because one so-called influencer tells them that it is those coins, that when those coins do this. How many coins do you think is going to do 100x this year? Institutional flow has entered this space. So institutional money, institutional wealth has entered this space. Do you know what it means when institutional wealth enters an industry? How many coins do you actually think? In 2017, we had an increase every day. There were coins that were doing 500x, 1,000, crazy kind of this. And so that's the same with coins were scamming and rogging. It was insane, right? Then 2020, when the DeFi summer started with this thing, we made so much money. I mean, within a short while, $200. I think that was when I turned $200 like 20K within a week or so. And I did that live also in 2020. And then 2021, it now even gets even insane and crazier. And just so you know, when the market bottomed in 2022, which was when I predicted the bottom of the market in 2022, November, I said the market is going to start picking. From that 2022, in actual essence, bull run has started. Because from 16K Bitcoin to where it is, look at all the coins that were at the price they were in November 2022, they are no longer there today. So the bull run, in sense, has begun since 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. It's already started. but not in the sense you think, right? Not in the sense you think. If you understand what I thought about why this cycle is different and whatnot together. But now, if you look at this factor, now we're getting institutional flow, institutional money, and stuff. For each season, the amount of, let's say in 2017, 1,000 coins did 100x. By 2020, only 500 coins did 100x. By 2021, only 300 coins did 100x. Now, I'm not talking about you buying a coin at 10K market cap, you now move to $1 million. How many persons will buy that coin at 10K? Ask yourself the truth. How many persons actually do this? How many persons? Because sometimes we take so much unnecessary hope. Sometimes when I look at some statements online in the space, internet, I just look at human beings are just retarded. They don't just have sense. So some people but tell yourself how many persons actually we buy that thing at that 10K and get to, and if everybody sells. Now, when you look at it, what is the emphasis of what I'm saying is the slope of 1,000x, 5,000, it is reducing. It is reducing, and it's even reduced. So if you're expecting that 1 million coins are going to do 1,000x, and so you're going to buy 1 million coins, it will shock you. It will I'll be here to mock and laugh at you, Sha. Do your best and join on the bull run group, right? So you're gonna get this insight I'm going to give. But let me look at the chart briefly for Bitcoin and cryptos, and let's look at the level. Let me interpret the projections I just gave now on charts, right? As per giving exact entries. So, but specifically for altcoins, let me just touch a bit on this altcoin since it's the first thing that's open here. If you look on altcoins, we've got this guy, Sulia, that has been dumping very, very well. Fantastic dump. I think I got him on a buy here again, which I got stopped out. Very interesting stop. The stop loss was very sweet. But then I now marked here as an entry, potential entry, right? So I hope I get this entry. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I hope I get this. This is going to be like an attempt at 0.863. So the dump was due to a major part of the supply was being released. So that was why there was a lot of retracement. And obviously, it's been an amazing journey with them since launch. It's been very, very interesting. This is how many X is done since it launched. And I started talking about this from the pre-sale. So if you got in, those who got in the pre-sale made a lot of money. Even if you bought since January, February, March, you would have been the crazy amount of profit as well. Even if you bought February, you would have been profit. You bought in March, you've been in profit. Even if you bought this coin in April, you definitely have been in good amount of profit as well. So, and obviously this is gonna be like an opportunity for me to get in, whether it's on spot or leverage, whatever. But I'm looking at this level here, and so this is gonna be like my next attempt as well. So if this attempt doesn't work, then ololo ski. Then I'm looking at this guy. I've been in this guy. I'm trying to look for the chart because it's been an interesting one with this baby boy. I've been on this trade for how long now? It's one of the trade. I entered this trade around April. I just forgot it, and it's been up. This is my target. I have like a 4,700% arrow. 47x is my arrow. That's 47 from when I entered. It's been up. So like I think it's still it could still make new highs to like new levels and new zones. So I'm like having that projection, right, for this second one. Then those are out. Then down to Bitcoin. So let's look at the concept of a local top or a local bottom on Bitcoin. Let me see if I can hide this so it doesn't confuse. So this is what a local top means. Currently, Bitcoin is in a very strong supply zone, right? This 105K region is a strong supply zone, very, very strong supply zone. So anywhere within here where it is now, it could reject downwards, right? So this zone, this area where it is the local top, right? Even if it stretches a bit, 105, 106, around this area is a local top, right? And maybe it buys up to that area, and then once it buys up to that area, from there it does its thing. It does its thing, it comes down. But when we say it does its thing and it comes down, what air level are we looking at? This is the level we are looking at. So let's just assume that we are having a, what's it called, a head and shoulders. So I'm looking for the head and shoulders. So this is the left shoulder, right? There's the head, and then this is the right shoulder. So let's assume that this is a head and shoulders pattern. Then that means this is going to be the target for a local bottom. Sorry. $106 levels. This thing I'm drawing is not picture perfect. 106 to 105, 106 or so. So something like this. Right? Below 10200. Let me do the charts. So even if it goes up, right? This is local bottom now. Me, I'm trying to interpret, and then maybe something like this. So local bottom. Remember, I talked about the fact that there's a possibility that we may see Bitcoin touching 120K this week or next week, right? So it's there. So if we get the local bottom, this is that zone whereby we want to get in on an entry, find the entry, and all that as well. So if I want to get in below 102K, so below 102K to 100K, around that range, it's very fantastic. So when saying below 102K, I'm talking about 1016, right? That's what I mentioned, something about 1016. 1016 or so, right? So, and then let me put this here at this zone. So we get something like this. Let me on the price level. If you haven't shared the video, make sure you do so. Share the video and be a good Samaritan. Be a good student of Shifu. So if we get this from this zone, we now expect new high. So let's assume somebody wants to trade this. So what could the person do? So if price gets into this zone, you want to look out for rejection levels and rejection stops. And once you've got your rejection levels and you've got your rejection zones, the next thing you want to do is, okay, you want to set like a stop, right? You can calculate your risks with 98K, right? A close below 98K, a daily close below 98K, so you understand what I mean. And let me go to the 6 hours. So I'm doing this in real time, just interpreting it for the sake of you guys. Usually I don't need to, I didn't know this off header, so for the sake of people following and trying to catch up. So, and then we've got let me set this to 100 and let me just say 120K. It may not hit 120K this week, it may hit 120K, but from here to get like 1 to 6.7 RR. But now this is where you should not be. You shouldn't be foolish and not be greedy, right? Like I said, this season I'm not really seeing trading. I'm just trading daily part time to time. So if you want to set targets, like reasonable targets, because that's the second thing that's going to confuse people. Okay, Shifu, if I'm getting in, and what do you think could be possible invalidation level? Invalidation is a daily close below 98K. That invalidates the local bottom. Maybe that means the local bottom may now be this other zones we're looking at from last week or so. But that aside, put that aside, this is the most valid area for a local bottom post 12th. Post 12th means after the 12th. 12th is on Monday, which is tomorrow. And a close below 98k is invalidation stop loss level. And so the next thing most people are going to ask is, Shifu, what about a stop loss? What about a target? Okay, if a very good target is 107k, 107,000. 107,000. So let's check how many RR that's going to be for you at 107,000. Good. That's going to be 2 RR. So at 107,000, that will be 2 RR. 2 RR. Then second TP target could be 111,800. 111,800. Ew. 111,800. I made a mistake. 111,800, and that will be 1 to 3.84 RR. One to 3.84 RR as well. And then if you decide to now go blast to like 120k, we give God the praise, we give God the glory for that if that happens. And so that should help interpret for this week. And then what we're talking about, local bottom, local top. I've interpreted what local top means on the chart for you guys, what local bottom means, and what could be possibly how you could translate that to entries if you want to get in as well. And then if I'm to break this down, so there's also a possibility. This here is what we call high probability trades. A high probability trade is a trade that you have a high level of confidence that is definitely going to play out. And then we've got low probability trade. Low probability trade is if you're ready to lose your money, right? If you're ready to lose money and you know that once you lose the money, you won't cry. And so this here now is a low probability trade. Low probability trade. But this trade is only going to be valid if Bitcoin doesn't close above here, 104. So if Bitcoin does this, if Bitcoin decides to come in, let me show you. If Bitcoin decides to buy like this and close above here, like 105k, and then start coming down, this is already invalidated. If it's most likely won't play out, right? You could, if you have an entry there, you could cry. You could cry real time. But however, if it decides to continue coming downwards, remember that this is what we're looking at for. You're looking out for 1015. This is the main thing you're looking out for, right? Around below 102k. So you're preparing that. This means that this area should be swept. This is a weak low, actually. Here is a weak low. Here is also a weak low. So that means this area could literally be invalidated. As of yesterday, this was a strong low, but price came here and reacted from the POC, went high. So I couldn't, like, it didn't activate me, left me area. I really wanted this entry, but I didn't get it. So that's why I now looked updated today. We've gotten like a wave pattern is forming. So based on wave, harmonic waves and Elliott waves, it could get a very good entry here. And I said it's going to sweep liquidity on both levels. So if maybe wants to sweep liquidity on both levels, you decide to come here, activate an entry, right, at this 102,800 zone with a stop around 102 levels, 2k. You could decide to come here and then go up to sweep the high first into the local top, right, for tomorrow, and then come down to give us the local bottom after tomorrow as well. So these are two opportunities within the charts, but one has a criteria that if price closes above here first, it's already validated. That means this will not work. That means, because what we are looking at, what I said is today, tomorrow, price is going to be sketchy. And being sketchy means price will liquidate both sellers and buyers. Both people are going to get liquidated. That's what is going to happen in the market before we get a local bottom. And what we want to look out for is, okay, who is going to be liquidated first? If price comes here without clearing the high, then it means that, okay, it's an opportunity to get the high liquidated first before the low. But if it doesn't, it goes high and liquidates the high first, then this won't be a trade to take. You just leave it and get out of it as well. So that is that for Bitcoin for today, tomorrow, and the week. I'm going to be live tomorrow as well. I'm going to we're going to be looking inside. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be live Tuesday as well. Some days I may go live 2 times, some days just once as well. So, and I've showed us like 2 altcoins positions already, and I mean, I've been on this guy for a very long time. Okay, I gave us Dodge yesterday. I don't know how many of us took this. I actually took this trade because of us. I told us I'm not going to trade in the weekend, but if you joined the live stream yesterday, I gave us Dodge, right? I gave us Dodge, and I closed in some good amount of gains. Let me check for that stuff again. I'm coming. I gave us Dodge. I need to get the exact entry I gave us at Dodge. I entered because of the live stream we did yesterday. Dodge was a very sweet trade. It gave me, in fact, the offering I gave in church today was from Dodge, actually. The trade of yesterday I took with us on the live stream. I gave us 2 trades yesterday, actually. I gave us Ethereum. I gave us a trade on Ethereum on yesterday's live stream. And I said I personally didn't want to trade, but I'm like, let me just share based on, let it be that at least I gave something. So this was the trade of yesterday. It was a head and shoulders pattern, right? So if you go in on this trade yesterday, it was a very clean trade, very, very clean thing. At the end of the day, it moved slowly. We got to our target. So this was like the trade I gave yesterday for Ethereum. I closed this early. I didn't wait long. I closed this early, but Dodge, I had Dodge longer. So this was like 1 to 3. You'd have made this because this was our target yesterday. It was hit. And I mean, like I mentioned, we're in a very easy mode period. This period is very easy to make money. This is not a time to, literally, this is not a time for anyone to babysit you. But yet, I'm still doing the babysitting for a lot of people, and some of us are not even taking advantage of it. So it's up to us, though. I don't owe anybody anything. It's up to you, 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 up to you. Shifu, please, how do I join the FTN? I bought a 100K funded account January. Only those who bought an account with our links are allowed in. So to join in, you have to buy an account with our link, and then you get added in. So if you use a different link, you cannot be added in, unfortunately, as well. The criteria is simple out there. We put it every day and every time. So only those who have our links get added. I'm looking for something. What am I looking for? Okay, an image file. Looking for an image file. So okay, here we go. So this was it. This is an entry at 0.22791. It went to 0.24761. It did like a 1 to 1 point something arrow. And if you get to calculate it with the stop loss I gave us yesterday, I gave us 2 stop loss and zones we're looking at as well. So if you made money on it yesterday, if you joined the live stream yesterday, we definitely should have made money on that as well. And it's coming back into our entry areas and zone. I mean, it's going to be a very sweet one. This week is literally going to be sweet, So those who are missing our daily live streams are going to really cry this week because we're going to make a lot of money, especially with the opportunity Bitcoin is giving us a local bottom. We're going to get a lot of awesome entries, This was yesterday's trade. Initially, like I said, I didn't want to trade in the week, but because we're doing a live stream, I just said quickly, let me just share that with us. I gave Ethereum and Doge, and both of them were spot on as well. So that's Bitcoin's entry for today. Ethereum is not a clear chart. Ethereum is mixing magoo and bastardized right now. So we've not got anything on that area, on that zone. And we are in this season. So this is short term, right? So for long term, if you're a long-term investor in Bitcoin, whatever opportunities you're getting, even if you get a week to 98K, a week to 92K, a week to 90K, whatever projection, all you want to do is you want to this year and have a long-term projection, right? A long-term projection, like the first major target for Bitcoin in this bull run is 120K. 120K is the first major target for Bitcoin in this bull run. 120K. I'm not saying if Bitcoin gets to 120K, the bull run is over. No. Remember I talked about money flow, right? How money is going to flow from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and we are in number 2 already. What we're expecting Ethereum, and then from Ethereum we'll get into major caps. What's going to happen? So what the target for the bull run first of all is 120K. For the long-term perspective, we're looking at Bitcoin getting to 150K to 180K as well on a longer-term perspective as well. Whether it happens, doesn't happen, it's none of your business, because definitely you may not be buying Bitcoin, but what you're doing is you're trading in between these activities. The good thing is when you are a trader, as an analyst, you're making money on a weekly basis, you're making money on a daily basis, you're enjoying a lot of money in the space. If you know what you're doing, somebody who is even waiting to make 1,000x, already you could make 100x before that person and have so much money to still invest and make another 100x as well if you know how you're navigating yourself and what you're doing. So make sure you join the platforms, right? Get in on the bull run group. If it's the ETF you want to do, to take advantage of any of these things, they will do you good. They will do. There's no better time in the world to get in now, right? In 2-3 months time, access to the bull run group is going to get officially closed, right? Because they're going to be closing it with the wrap up of the bull run. There's no point of allowing it to run whatever. So the bull run is not going to be everywhere. There's going to be what we call bottom pot, right? There'll be bottom pot. So even after June, like July, August, there'll be bottom pot as well. But the good thing, just like in 2021, some of us made money from MBM. Those of you guys remember MBM, it's around August. Some people made money from apart from MBM, there's this coin called Poker City, right? A lot of you made money from Poker City. Those of you were with me in 2021. And this was even when the bull run was really over as well. There's still coins that will do extremely well even when the bull run is going to be over. But if you're not in the bull run group before that is done, you'll be sidelined. And when I mean you'll be sidelined, you'll be among people that after making money in the bull run, they'll lose everything. Because a lot of people will start losing money after June. A lot of people will start losing money. July. Some people, the more money they'll make this month or next month, they'll lose everything. It's normal. It's not a prophecy. It's not a forecast. It has always been. And like we say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. What was is and what is shall still be. That's how this world evolves. There's nothing new in this world. There's nothing new under the sun. What we refer to as new is literally old things happening to new people. So in every age, in every circle, in every time, we just keep having the same patterns playing out over again. Take advantage of the opportunities. Take advantage of the platforms. Get in on the. I think there should be a direct check in the description and send a message to the Shifu WhatsApp. Sometimes I may not be the one replying. I have someone who sometimes handles my WhatsApp, so the person may reply immediately, or myself as well. Chat in there, reach out, and get in and help yourself. I mean, help yourself. You know, sometimes, to be honest, there's some people who ask me some stupid questions I ignore, and sometimes people feel like maybe I'm being proud ignoring the questions. But if anyone who knows me, pride is far from me, very, very far from me, very, very far from me. And it's not just ignore those questions. It's every evidence, every result, every stats you need is out there. I mean, how many persons does what I did you know what it means to come you're publicly posting that this is what is going to happen ahead of time? You're doing this in on live streams, you're doing it on post. How many people do this thing I do? How many do it the way I do it with such a level of clarity? That's enough evidence and enough proof that this person knows what they're doing, and it's up to you to take advantage of it as well and maximize the most. Help yourself this season. Literally help yourself. I was making emphasis sometimes is that I have a lot of private clients which are like big shots, right? People who are I work with some people who are like high profile individuals, some senators and governors in a couple of African countries, right? And a lot of these guys are heavily invested. When I mean heavily invested is because I I guide them in managing a couple of their portfolios. So when you look at all these things put together, you see the opportunity out there. You want to literally see how best you can take advantage of it. So this is why we say the rich keeps getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer. So you want to be on the side whereby either you move so you get richer, right? It's definitely going to be for your own good and for your own benefit. But all the same, guys, bye for now. Like we always say, the student be ready, the shift will always appear. And when the shift will appear, what happens? The students always prevail. So for the forex folks, I think I'm supposed to share charts for gold and stuff and that, but I've spent about an hour already just for crypto and Bitcoin or whatnot. But I'm going to share the chart links to the groups. So I'll share the crypto chart to the bull run, and then for the forex group, I'm going to share both the crypto chart and also forex focus chart as well. What I think for gold, what I think for currencies, some stock pairs. I'm going to share my trades I'm looking at for this week. I think that should be either before the market opens or after the market opens. So those who are joined from the forex platform, do not bother about that. I'll do that for us today, this evening, is it evening or the afternoon? This afternoon, I'll do that this afternoon. Bye for now, everyone. Have a blessed day and see you guys on live stream tomorrow.